Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gateway's 40th anniversary celebration. This is an amazing opportunity to celebrate wonderful stories about the individuals that we support daily. The stories are incredibly moving. For me personally, this is an inspiring journey. I've been here 40 years. I'm Sandy Pelletier, and I'm the original and now current CEO of Gateway's Community Services, and it has been an incredible privilege to work with this community, the staff at Gateways, the board of directors, the Family Support Council, and most importantly, the individuals and families that we support daily. This collaboration has been incredibly powerful, and tonight you'll hear some inspiring stories that'll make you understand why this is so personally important to me and to the community that I'm representing here this evening. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. This will be hopefully an inspiring evening for you as well as it is for me personally. Thank you. I'm Sandy Pelletier. I think I introduced myself a little earlier. And Bill and I are some of the state's historians at this point in our careers, particularly in the field of developmental disabilities. Bill and I met in the late 70s. I was coming out of graduate school and Bill was here in Nashua. And there were 4 service coordinators in the state, or 4 case managers. This is before there was even an area agency or a developmental service system here in our state. There were only 4 case managers, and our job was to bring people out of Laconia State School back to our home communities.
I was 5 years old. 30 years is a long time, that's enough for me. 30 years is too long, right? State school, they don't treat you good. You can't go downtown, they cook it like a jail. You know what I mean? You have to be out in the line, you got to be lined up like a prison. You boys stay in line now. We all had to walk together in line. I'm glad I'm out of there. Yeah. I was clapping my hands. Ooh, I was glad. I had a big smile at that time. Everybody's out there. The place is closed now. I heard on TV they're going to close the state school. Oh, yeah, they're going to probably close that. Well, hallelujah. Hey, that house tonight, I do what I want now. Oh, yeah, I'll get my own place. Feel good. I'm all set right now. Now we kick me soccer, so I'm all set.
The individuals that came from Laconia were the true pioneers, because the expectations for those individuals there was no expectation. People believed that they belonged in institutions and that they could not lead a life like we lead. And those consumers that came back early on really taught all of us. It was eye-opening that with the right kinds of supports, that they could live a quality life in the community, and varying levels of independence, obviously.
I said it was a movement. It was a movement. It was very similar to like civil rights movement, and it was that serious. To me it was, and still is. I went to visit a Sauhegan workshop, and it was a small sheltered workshop in the Milford area, and they were nice folks, and there was a woman that was sitting there with a typewriter, and she was typing away, and the person, I said, oh, what is she typing? She says, oh, nothing really, she's just staying active. So I went over and looked at what she was typing, and she looked at me and it said, I am not mentally retarded, on that thing. And that changed my life from that point on. And I went to the staff and I said, she's typing something. She wants to communicate. And that person ended up having all kinds of technology later on and speaking stuff, and it was amazing. She could have a regular conversation with you because she could type, and it was slow in the beginning, but then it was that, and I said, we're not paying attention here. We don't see what that person has. That person is living in a body that just doesn't function like ours.
We started to look at it as, how do we build a system? Probably the early 90s was when we started closing sheltered facilities and moving away from group home settings. And now we're moving much more to what we call a person-centered service system, where it really is more individualized, and we really work with the individual to define what supports they need or their family needs. And it's really driven by that. We know individuals that have gone to the community college, people are getting really great job opportunities presented to them, and living independently.
And this agency was not afraid to try all those new things. People would say, "Oh, that's not going to work." Oh God. Well, let's see how it goes, right?
I think what motivates the staff here in a lot of ways is, we use this. We want to make sure that we bring the best practices forward. If this was your son, daughter, mother, father, you would want the agency to offer some of the best resources possible.
Well, my name is Beth Raymond, and I had the pleasure of working here at Gateways Community Services for over 30 years as a senior manager. We moved into this building in 1997, 144 Canal Street. Prior to that, we were in Merrimack renting office space. And the staff had grown, and we were overcrowded. So Sandy Pelletier came to me and said, "Can you find us a new office building, something that will be bigger?" The first thing that attracted me to the building was its history. This building was built in the 1880s, and it was built as mill worker housing for the employees of the Jackson Mill, and the old Jackson Mill was actually across the street from Canal Street from this building. The board of directors took a leap of faith, and they said, "Go for it." So we bought the building, and it's been a really, really good choice. It was a good choice on our part. Many reasons it was a good choice, but two in particular. One was that for our constituents, the people get services from us, many people live downtown and they could walk to us now, or could take public transport, could take a bus to get to us. So the accessibility for the community was wonderful. The most impactful things that we started back then was participant managed and directed services. That started in the late 1990s in Keene. They called self-determination, kind of a big name. And the pilot was so successful that the state of New Hampshire decided to allow all area agency to deliver services in a more consumer-directed and consumer-controlled manner.
Gateways now touches, as I mentioned, 3,000 lives. We now not only support little ones with early intervention, but we have a program for individuals, children with autism. We also provide services and supports and coordinate services and supports to many young people as well as adults with developmental disabilities. And over the years, we got into elder service as well, because we believe that even for elders, if they are challenged by a disability, that with some level of support by an organization like ours, they can continue to live a quality life in their community. So a lot of the things that we learned along the way, we continue to move forward and hope that it does make, and we do believe it makes a difference.
Good evening and welcome everyone to the Gateway's 40th anniversary celebration. We are here this evening to recognize and acknowledge all the wonderful things that have happened here in this community because of Gateway's community services. My name is Mark Thornton. I am chairman of the board, and I'm also a parent. And my son has been a client here for about 40 years. And I can honestly say that I am honored and privileged to be a member of this board and to support this organization. Thank you, welcome, enjoy yourselves. I think you're going to have some fun and you're going to hear some very wonderful stories this evening. Thank you very much for being here.
Welcome. I'm Amy Wheeler-Tees.
And I'm Frank Tees, and together tonight we're here to celebrate 40 years of a wonderful agency, Gateways Community Services, where for 1 hour we'll help celebrate, educate, and hopefully raise some money for a dynamic company in Nashua that makes lots of good things happen for people in our community. Growing up, I heard of Gateways, but was really unclear what they did until 2015 upon the birth of our son, Frankie.
When our son Frankie was discharged from the NICU, we were told he was a perfectly healthy baby and to go home and enjoy him. That peace only lasted a few short weeks when one concern after the next presented itself. Frankie missed all developmental milestones and struggled in many areas he shouldn't have. A few friends and family members mentioned early intervention or 0 to 3, and we had no idea what they were even talking about. We decided to call Gateways to find out, and at age 4 months, Frankie was evaluated by 2 very helpful therapists and found eligible for in-home early intervention. He received physical and speech therapy at home weekly until age 3, and it made a world of difference. Those same therapists encouraged us to be seen by a neurologist who ultimately found a proper diagnosis for our son, Soto syndrome, when he was 15 months of age. Had the therapist at Gateways not suggested a referral to neurology when they did, we would have likely gone many more months before having a proper diagnosis for Frankie. We're forever grateful for the impact Gateways had on our son's young life, and we would urge any parent questioning their infant or toddler's development to please be evaluated. Early intervention can only help. It can never hurt.
Again, we want to thank you all for joining us here tonight virtually, and we're excited to share this time together in celebration of Gateways Community Service and its 40 years of service to the Southern New Hampshire community. An important help for families like ours. Next, it's my privilege to introduce the Mayor of Nashua, Jim Donchis, and New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu for some personal messages.
I'm Mayor Jim Donchis, and I want to welcome you on behalf of Gateways Community Services to our 40th anniversary celebration. Gateways has been in our community for that entire time, serving adults, infants, children, and helping them to support them so they can live meaningful lives. Sandy Pelletier has been the leader of this organization for a long time, and I've known her. She's a great leader and has done a great job for our community. So as we look forward to another 40 years for Gateways, it's just great to be here with you, celebrating all of the accomplishments, all of the contributions that Gateways has made to Nashua and the surrounding communities for many decades.
Hi, this is Governor Chris Sununu. Welcome to tonight's 40th anniversary celebration to benefit the programs of Gateways Community Services. Gateways is a strong community organization that makes a difference each day in the lives of over 3,000 individuals who need those supports. And for the past 40 years now, Gateways has been a continued resource in New Hampshire's communities. Gateways offers a wide variety of programs to individuals with developmental disabilities, acquired brain disorders, autism, children with chronic health conditions, seniors in need, and our veterans. Even during these uncertain times, the Gateway staff has continued to provide critical services to some of the most vulnerable individuals of our state. Thank you to Sandy Pelletier, the board of directors, and the staff, especially those who have been on the front lines each and every day for their 40 years of dedicated service to our community. Gateways needs your support now more than ever. Thank you for all of that support and enjoy the evening.
Welcome back to the live stream. We're so excited to be here at the beautiful Sky Meadow Country Club, our fantastic host once again this year. Although we wish we could all be together in person, this virtual format was the safest choice for the celebration this year.
We're also really excited about tonight's virtual auction, where you can do all your bidding and donating right from the comfort of your home. The auction will close at the end of the event at 8 p.m., so get your bids in on your QTago bidding site.
We want to take a couple minutes now to thank all of this evening's leadership sponsors, including Freedom CAD, our presenting event sponsor, TD Bank, CGI Benefits, Rogers Marketing, Eastern Bank, Nashua Community College, and St. Joseph Hospital. Thank you so very much for your support.
And a big thank you goes out to Bank of America, Law Family Companies, Southern New Hampshire Health, Barry and Honoro, Jean d'Arc Credit Union, Plus Company, and Northeast Planning Associates.
And we are so grateful tonight for the support of TJ and Sarah Gall, Tom and Gretchen Gall, Joan Green, John D. McIntosh, Mary Therese McGraw, Mike and Lori Ortolano, and Sandy and Greg Pelletier.
I want to take another moment to offer a special thank you to the Primer family, Lou and Lauren Primer, Gateways board members, owners of Freedom CAD, and our generous presenting sponsor this evening. The Primer family became personally involved with Gateways in 2010 when their adopted son was identified with needing services from our family support program. Early on, the Primers hosted family gatherings and educational opportunities at their home in Amherst for families with children with special needs who were advocating for their children. Lauren joined the Gateways board in 2014, and Lou later joined in 2015. The Primers have used their voices to advocate often for other families and individuals with disabilities. They have met with key New Hampshire legislators, chaired Gateway's efforts to bring robust autism services to our region, and helped the organization create programmatic and educational opportunities. Recently, Lou and Lauren have taken a leadership role in sharing Gateway's good work in our community. The Primer family commitment to the Gateway's mission is a true blessing, and their advocacy, assistance, and generosity is amazing.
Thank you to the Primers and to all of you at home for your support this evening. Next up, we get to meet Matthew Grimes and the Grimes family of Greenfield, New Hampshire. Let's take a look.
I'm Kate. I'm the mother of Matthew, who is a client at Gateway's Autism Center. Matthew is going to be 5 in August. He has autism, and he's been at Gateway's now for, I believe, 2.5 years. He is a very high-spirited boy. He's funny. He makes everybody smile. I had known, with Matthew, I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't ever pinpoint it until around 18 months. I realized what was going on. The day of diagnosis, I can even tell you the date. It was August 20th. So it's a date that you don't forget.
I do. Seahorse. A seahorse. Good job.
His speech, that was the hardest. Like, honestly, it was the hardest part of it, is the speech, because Gateways basically worked with it nonstop. And with Gateways, we always celebrate every small step that a parent wouldn't think to celebrate. Even when he started saying, "Mommy, I love you," he didn't say that until last year. So 3 years old is the first time that I actually heard him say, "Mommy, I love you." I don't think without Gateways I would have ever heard that. I was a lost mom with Matthew in the beginning. To see him get frustrated over not being able to communicate was one of the hardest things to watch, and Gateways changed that for us.
Do you want to play in the trash? That's so silly. Yeah. No.
Everybody here at Gateways has kind of become like an extended family for us.
Hey, do you want a scooter? Do you want a car?
Do you want a scooter? That'd be cool.
A scooter? Cool.
Especially the ones who've been there since the beginning, Caitlin and Aaron, and it's just an amazing community. The staff here have worked so hard. They work day in and day out. The importance of funding is so that they can stay up to date on everything that's going on. I mean, the sensory rooms that they create. The playground from the funds last year is beautiful. My son talks about the playground constantly. Gateways will forever be in my family. I cannot thank them enough to sponsor these kids that need some help. And it's a place for the parents to be relieved and trust that their kids are being taken care of and that they are showing how to cope with everything that they have to go through, because we don't know how they feel.
Welcome back. We're going to share some of our highlighted auction items for you tonight. And to help us out, we have Curtis Glover, our auction helper. Welcome, Curtis.
Hi, my name is Curtis Glover. I have been involved with Gateways since early intervention at the age of 18 months, when specialists told my parents I would never speak or be potty trained. And now, I'm a 30-year-old Gateways participant and a senior at Southern New Hampshire University, and I'll be graduating this fall with a bachelor's degree in video game art and design. Gateways has always supported my abilities and encouraged me to live my best life, and I'm happy to be here to help out.
Thank you, Curtis, for joining us. Why don't you go ahead and tell us the first auction item up for bid?
Absolutely. And the first one is item number 100, an overnight stay at the Inn by the Sea in Cape Elizabeth, Maine, with a $50 gas card.
And the current high bidder is Sarah Andrews at $450. What's next, Curtis?
Up next, we have item number 101, an exclusive dining experience at the Lighthouse in Newburyport, Massachusetts, with a custom Gateways champagne and a $50 gas card.
And the current high bidder is Robin Bruck at $450. Great. Let's go on to the next item, Curtis.
Up next, we have item number 102, Sky Meadow Golf Foursome with carts and a golf lover's basket.
The current high bidder is Kim Joseph at $300. Curtis, what's next?
Up next, we have item number 103, an overnight stay at the Inn on Golden Pond with passes to Squam Lake Science Center.
Great. The current high bidder is Ruth Morissette at $375. Curtis, let's take a look at one more item.
Of course, and it's item number 104, Smuggler's Notch 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 3-night getaway from Thursday through Sunday of December 16th through the 19th.
And the current high bidder is Shenley Clower at $750. These are some really great auction prizes. Next, we are going to take a look at some of the ways we can make an impact for Gateways by making a meaningful personal contribution tonight.
Would you all please consider joining our family with a $2,500 donation to support the Dollars for Dental program, helping low-income adults with developmental disabilities receive quality, compassionate, accessible dental care.
And at a $1,500 level, you will be supporting a child in the Gateways program to attend a specialized summer camp for their specific needs. This is very important to me because Gateways enabled me to attend 2 wonderful camps, Camp Nanticoke in Merrimack as a child and Adventure Lore in Danville, New Hampshire as a preteen and teenager. I have absolutely incredible memories of being fully included that I will keep for the rest of my life.
Your generous donation of $350 will provide 6 months of much needed respite for a primary caregiver in the Family Support Program.
Next, I would like to personally introduce some friends of mine and a family that I've known for my whole life. Meet the Doherty family of Merrimack, New Hampshire.
I'm Bill Doherty. This is Bonnie. Robert goes by Rob. You prefer Rob.
I prefer Rob, Dad.
And John. First thing was we had a lot of behavior when kids were young, very little. Rob was probably 2 years old. Flipped out at a birthday party because they started singing Happy Birthday and was slapping it. And so we took him to, Mary Ellen took him, my wife, took him up to, it was called Child Find at Merrimack did it, and it was up at the Kellogg School in Bedford, and they did testing. It was Marcy Pazik was the speech pathologist. We got an evaluation. We had 6 weeks from the school, Merrimack School District. They recommended that we take him to see a neurologist, so we did. We saw Dr. Woods. So she met us with Rob when he was really little, and she spent about 80 minutes, and she finished the interview, and she said, he has PDD. When I walked out of Dr. Woods and I got in the car, and Mary Ellen got in the car, it was like somebody just let the air out of you. And my whole mind just went, oh, he won't be able to play ball. He won't be able to do this. He won't be able to. So it's like a grieving process. It really is. I only thought about it later. And it takes a while to accept it. It don't happen overnight. For a long time, I was trying to fix it. You can't fix it. That's who they are. And that was the best thing that happened to me. That's when I got better. Gateway spent 2 hours with us. We had a little screen house things, you know. They spent a lot of time with us. They explained a lot of things. Don't let them tell you it's PDD, it's autism. He was born in 91. Okay, so she was born in 94. So we didn't waste any time. And John was born in 96. So by the time it was too late with John when we found out about her. Not that we would have done anything, but she was diagnosed. And Gateways supported us all the way through. Everything was getting connected to Gateways. I know people that are moving from one place to another looking for some kind of some help because they can't get it where they are. If I'm honest, you know, it's hard. But I'm able to have fun because they're here. Really, you know, and Mary Ellen is too. It's unbelievable what this organization has done for us and for our children in our lives, you know, and the people and the connections that we've made. And they can't do that work unless they stay open. If the legislation doesn't do it, or if we're flat funded, then it has to come from donations. So yeah, it's important to do, big important to do that. You know, whatever you can do is really important. I do what we can, you know, and it's a drop in the bucket compared to what they do for me. These guys went to my mother's funeral, and they lasted quite a while. Rob lasted the whole thing, you know. I mean, that's an accomplishment. This is what it is about being able to do things with your family like everyone else does. It's unbelievable what this organization has done for us and for our children in our lives.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to take a look at how we are doing so far tonight, and we want to thank the following generous donors participating with us at home. We have Susan Hollis, thank you very much, Sandra and Todd Glover, Jeff Seifert, Ruth Morissette, Sandy Pelletier, and Anonymous, who oftentimes shows up in these wonderful fundraising efforts.
Let's check out some more auction items and giving opportunities for this evening. Curtis, take it away.
Absolutely, and here's item number 105, a private tour and tasting for 15 people at the wonderful La Belle Winery with a wine gift basket. But hey, if you have only 14 friends, just give me a call. I'd be happy to join you.
Well, as it so happens, Curtis, I'm pretty friendly with the current high bidder. So Helen, you know where we live, and Curtis will round out the group. That's Helen Honoro at $375. What do we have next?
Up next, we have item number 106, a Boston crawling history and pub crawl for 2, and a $250 Marriott gift card towards your overnight stay.
And the current high bidder is Susan O'Callahan at $350. Let's take a look at another item up for grabs.
All right, and up next we have item number 107, an awesome, gently used air hockey table. Please note this has to be disassembled, picked up, and moved from Amherst, New Hampshire.
At present, there are no bidders on this item, so please start your bidding now for this great prize item. Thank you, everyone, so much for your generous bids this evening. Let's take a look at a few more auction items, Curtis.
Absolutely, and next is item number 108, a $750 Marriott gift card, which can be used at any Marriott location. Dream now, travel later.
The current high bidder is Susan O'Callahan at $725. Dream now, travel later. That sounds wonderful. What's up next?
Up next, we have item number 109, a virtual chef cooking party for up to 10 people with a Michelin-rated chef. Get your grocery list started.
And Curtis, the current high bidder on that item is Leah Brokahoff at $750. And our last item we're taking a look at here, wow, it's a doozy. Curtis, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely, wow. If going to Italy is on your bucket list, this is the one for you. Item number 110, a once-in-a-lifetime stay in Tuscany, Cortana, Italy, in a private apartment for 2.
Wow. There are no bidders yet.
And we'd like to let everybody that's watching at home, we have the opportunity to offer this gift more than once. So please bid early, bid often. It can be changed around for extended stays. So please hop online and bid often on this gift.
Less than 20 minutes left to bid on the auction. Thanks for your bids and for making a difference for Gateways here with us tonight.
Take a look at some more ways to support the mission of Gateways, and a big thank you to our generous donors who have already donated. $500 supports the gift of music therapy, which can decrease stress and strengthen memory for our adult day program participants.
And with $100, Gateways is able to help a family in the Partners in Health program with gas, parking, and meals when attending medical treatments in Boston for a week.
And a thoughtful $50 donation provides a supply of arts and craft materials for the children at Gateways Autism Center.
Next up, we have the Sandy Garrity Award presentation, a favorite moment of Gateways each year. Let's take a look.
This is a special part of our evening. Every year, we honor a special New Hampshire citizen in honor of Sandy Garrity. This year's Sandy Garrity Award winner is Bill Stump. Let me give you a little history. Sandy Garrity was a young woman from Nashua, New Hampshire, whose family was told because of her disabilities that she should be placed at our state institution, Laconia State School. A number of families, including Sandy's, joined a lawsuit in the late 1970s. In 1978, there was a lawsuit filed in the state of New Hampshire called the Garrity versus Gallon lawsuit. Sandy and her family were pioneers in creating the developmental disability system here in New Hampshire. We witnessed, Bill and I, Sandy, leaving Laconia State School and moving to Harbor Avenue in Nashua, and from there going to live in a shared living provider for many years until she passed away. Sandy was an inspiration to each and every one of us in our community because she taught all of us that with the right supports, that individuals with disabilities could lead meaningful lives. This year, we are honored to present this award to Bill Stump. A little bit of history about Bill. Bill and I met in the late 1970s. We were both one of 4 case managers in the state of New Hampshire. Bill was in Nashua and I was in Salem. I then joined Bill in 1981. Together, we worked on behalf of people at Laconia State School to bring him back to the Nashua community. Bill stayed as a service coordinator here at Gateways for over 42 years. During that time, he made a major difference in people's lives. He was their ally, he was their advocate, he was committed to them, he did 24/7 care if necessary, and he really made an impression on our community and those individuals' lives. And Bill, we're honored here tonight to be able to present you with this year 2021 Sandy Garrity Award. Thank you, Bill, for all you've done. We really, really appreciate it. And from the bottom of my heart, I was so fortunate to have you by my side.
Oh, thank you very much. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Sandy and I were, we started this thing, and we weren't always sure that what was going to happen at the end of the day, and that, I guess, hasn't changed much as with the new pandemic and things like that. We're still doing the same, or Sandy's now doing the same kind of intense work with families and individuals and so on, and that was a great thing.
Welcome back. And before you meet our good friends Neil and Lori Rogers, Amy's going to update you with a few donor thank yous.
So let's take a look. Thank you to Gregory Pelletier, Susan Hollis, Bill Doherty, Jeff Seifert, Ruth Morissette, Pamela Belisle, Reagan Lamphere, Mary McGraw, James Moran, Michelle Green, Bonnie Dunham, Elaine Brody,
Hi, I'm Lori Rogers.
And I'm Neil Rogers, and we're here to tell you a story of how we became part of the Gateways community. Our son Craig is a 30-year-old man with autism and has been the recipient of a variety of meaningful services through Gateways, starting with early intervention services from the time he was 2 years old. We are grateful that Craig benefited from access to developmental evaluations and therapeutic interventions. As a family, we were given guidance, referrals to community resources, and really a lot of much needed emotional support. In addition, we continue to develop our strategies for an understanding of Craig through informative educational programming and the many wonderful and caring people we have met.
In celebration of the 40 years that Gateways has touched the lives of over 3,000 individuals every day, we're asking for your support and commitment for the future of Gateways.
Gateway serves the Greater Nashua Community and offers programs to individuals with developmental disabilities, acquired brain disorders, autism, children with chronic health conditions, seniors in need, and our veterans. Gateways believes that all people are of great value and believes that every individual deserves a life well spent.
And we agree wholeheartedly. Won't you help us continue this mission of support for infants and children, adults, and seniors by giving in a way that is meaningful to you?
So please consider the fund needs to support a service or program that speaks to you. Thank you for having us, and thank you for Gateways for the 40 years of community service to the wonderful Greater Nashua community and the Rogers family.
Next up, we have a look at what's happening at Gateways as we look at the next 40 years ahead.
It's been an incredible collaboration. It's the individuals themselves having a voice at the table. It's their families having a voice at the table.
Gateways has been able to maintain the highest quality of service to its clients.
The staff here have worked so hard. They work day in and day out. The importance of funding is so that they can stay up to date on everything that's going on. I mean, the sensory rooms that they create. The playground from the funds last year is beautiful. My son talks about the playground constantly.
I know people that are moving from one place to another looking for some kind of some help because they can't get it where they are. If I'm honest, you know, it's hard, but I'm able to have fun because they're here.
This has been an extraordinary adventure, really, and I think that if someone had asked us if we could do this beforehand, I think the collective answer would have been, are you kidding? No way. However, under the circumstances, when you're in the middle of it and you are focused on your mission, and that core mission is to provide the best, highest quality, best practice services and programs for your clients, that remained the mission. And we are truly blessed to have an extraordinary senior leadership team, a completely dedicated staff, and a committed board to this same mission focus. And as a result, we've been able to actually improve things in a way that we never thought possible 2 years ago.
Gateways will forever be in my family. I cannot thank them enough to sponsor these kids that need some help. And it's a place for the parents to be relieved and trust that their kids are being taken care of and that they are showing how to cope with everything that they have to go through, because we don't know how they feel.
This is what it is about being able to do things with your family like everyone else does. It's unbelievable what this organization has done for us and for our children in our lives.
I didn't anticipate a 40-year journey like this, and in retrospect, it's an incredible journey. But we also want to make sure that the Greater Nashua community and the people in New Hampshire understand the individual stories, and that through their generosity and support, that it really does add value to people's lives in a very meaningful way. And it's in support of all the work that we do every day.
For those of you out there who are seeing this for the first time, I want to just let you know that if you are a fan of determination under these circumstances, then you are already a fan of Gateways. If you value courage under pressure, then you're already valuing this organization. And if you believe in supporting an organization that makes meaningful changes in the lives of individuals, then you've come to the right place. And certainly I invite you to become part of our organization. Thank you very much for being here.
Good evening and welcome back to Sky Meadow. We're going to take a moment to review some recent donors. We just broached the $20,000 mark, thanks in part to Anita Upton, Janet Bover, Mary Ellen McKay, Brian Huckins. Thank you very much. That anonymous donation once again comes up. The Glovers, Susan Hollis, Bill Doherty, Jeff Seifert, and many other generous folks in the community watching tonight. We have just 15 minutes or so left for the online auction. Last call for final bids. The auction will close at 8, so please bid often and bid generously.
And please welcome Sandy Pelletier.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Gateways Community Services, we are so thankful for your generosity and for joining us this evening as we celebrate 40 years. To our clients and families and those with us this evening, thank you for sharing your incredible stories. Gateways is privileged and honored by the support from our generous community. Have a good evening, everyone, and please be safe. Thank you again to everyone who joined us this evening.